Hi there, my name is Emmanuel Geoffrey, and in the last 6 years, I've helped over 500 people smash high scores in their IELTS exams. On average, that's around 100 people each year. Now, for those who don't know, IELTS simply means the International English Language Testing System, and it is a test of how good your understanding of English language is. It is usually demanded for those who want to go to Canada via the permanent residency route, the UK, or any other English-speaking countries. And something I've noticed in my 7 years of taking IELTS classes is how afraid people are just before they sit for the exams, especially when you consider it costs 83,000 naira, and if you fail it by not hitting your required score, you'd have to write it again. Just like this woman who failed IELTS the second time. Yes, there are people who write it 3, 4, 5 and even 6 times. And it's not just about losing the money or even wasting the time preparing for an exam over again. You see, for people who are planning to move to Canada through the permanent residency program, a high IELTS score increases the points they need to qualify. If you have a low score, it reduces your chances. For some others who are trying to attend a university abroad, IELTS is part of the admission criteria. Some schools even tell you the specific band score you should have. For professionals like doctors, nurses, and people moving to the UK to work, it is compulsory. So if you are trying to change your life, you can't even take any chances. I repeat, you can't take any chances. But the truth is, IELTS isn't as hard as people make it out to be. But maybe I'm saying this because I'm a tutor, or maybe IELTS is actually hard. But when you are used to seeing people smash high scores like this, year in, year out, you begin to ask yourself, have I mistakenly uncovered a formula for passing the IELTS easily? Now, the common problem most people have with preparing for IELTS is either having too little information and trying to figure out everything on their own, and they sit for the exam and end up failing, or having so much information they are overwhelmed and don't know where to start. Or even if they start, it feels too much to keep up, especially when you have work to go to or a business to run. This mostly happens when they try to use Google or YouTube to check the ways of passing IELTS. There is just so much information, it is an overload. This is when I get messages like, Emmanuel, I feel so overwhelmed, I don't know what to do or what to read anymore. For some others, the problem is, my English isn't good enough, especially after you've seen or heard of people who speak better grammar than you writing IELTS and scoring low. Or you remember how you struggled with English during your WAEC and JAM. The question now becomes, is there any hope for me? For some others, there are specific parts of IELTS like reading and writing that have been giving them issues. Say for example, the school or job you are applying to is demanding a band score of 6.5 or 7 in reading or writing, and you keep getting below this score. You might end up sitting for the exams up to 3 or 4 times and still score low in those same areas. For others, it is because they used the wrong IELTS material to prepare for the wrong IELTS type. Now, to make you understand what that means, let's start with the IELTS test types. We'll have the IELTS General, which is for immigration. We'll have the IELTS Academic, which is for studies. Then we'll have the IELTS UKVI Academic. The test is for people wishing to study at undergraduate or postgraduate levels, specifically in the UK. And also for those seeking professional registration in the UK like bankers, nurses and lawyers who want to work or join a professional organization. Then we'll have the IELTS UKVI General. The test is for people wishing to migrate to the UK and for those planning to train or study below degree level. There's also the IELTS UK Life Skills, but it serves the same purpose just like the General IELTS. Now the decision on which test type to write should be based on the requirements of the program you're applying for and also the country you plan to move to. Now looking at the test structure, the IELTS is structured into 4 parts: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. All of these will take you a total of 2 hours 30 minutes. Now for both academic and general, the listening is the same, though it may seem like the general reading is easier than academic reading. However, both of them share the same underlying principle and formula. Difference is general reading has a tighter marking scheme compared to academic. For instance, someone who scored 30 over 40 in general will have a band score of 6.0, while in academic it is a 7.0. The writing for academic is quite different from the writing for general. Now, your speaking is the same for both academic and general. There is no difference at all. Now, remember, the reason for this test is to check your ability in understanding and communicating effectively in English. This is why your ability to read, write, listen, and speak is being tested. So when you get to your new country of residence, you don't constitute nuisance by your inability to communicate clearly. So you can clearly see why IELTS is a do or die affair, and people spend thousands of naira and lots of time preparing and sitting for it. Now, when you go online, the one thing you see everyone writing IELTS advising is practice. People assume the more practice you do in a day, the higher your chances of actually scoring higher or improving your band score. Well, this isn't entirely wrong, but the issue isn't about practice. Rather, it is about what you are practicing. Plus, you're a busy person, so you can't even afford to waste time practicing unnecessary rubbish. But attending tutorial classes, both online and offline, hiring a private coach, and studying various IELTS practice tests is simply not enough. So do you know the major reason why people still fail this exam? Because they don't know the secret formula of smashing IELTS. And although this formula is secret, it is super simple, and it is simply about identifying the IELTS building blocks. Knowing how to use these building blocks and how they combine and cancel out is the key to smashing high scores in IELTS. Knowing how to use these building blocks is the key to figuring out what the examiners want in each question type and giving it to them. These building blocks are what's used for tackling any IELTS question. But a lot of people don't know this. A lot of online courses and programs for IELTS don't cover this either. And no matter what you do, if you don't give the examiner what they want, you will still end up with a low band score. And knowing this secret formula has been exactly how hundreds of my students have been able to score a minimum of 7.5 and 8 in their IELTS exams in one sitting. I repeat, in one sitting. And you know what's even more amazing? They only get to practice for less than 1 hour daily and still get to smash a total band score of 7.5 and 8, which means whether you are a 9-to-5 worker, stay-at-home mom, business person, busy professional like doctors, nurses, engineers, or even a student who is extremely busy, this is completely perfect for you. So what would you say if I could share with you a simple no-fail system which would show you how to identify these building blocks in the shortest time possible? And once you identify them, the answers will be to you as easy as ABC. And by the end of your exams, you'll be confident of a total band score of 8 or at least 7.5. And with that kind of score, whatever immigration plans you have is a sure banker. So what do you think about this simple guaranteed no stress way to smash a total band score of 8 in your IELTS exams? And when I say simple no stress way, I mean for the reading section, I will show you a proven formula which when applied correctly will help you easily get the correct answers in all the question types, especially if you are already having difficulty in matching list of headings and the true false not given question types. A demonstration video on how you can use my unique DEQF method to finish the reading test in 50 minutes with extra time to go through your answers. You will discover the 3 building blocks of IELTS questions that when you apply will ensure you would always arrive at the correct answers. I would also show you a short trick I personally discovered that shows you instantly if the answer you picked is correct or not. For the listening section, I'll show you a simple, easy to use method you can learn to help you hear the correct answers no matter the type of accent being used in the listening test. This trick alone will guarantee you a band 8.0 in the listening test. I'll show you how to achieve maximum focus in listening even if you have a short attention span or you are easily distracted. I would also share proven techniques you can use in predicting what you're about to hear and you'll be correct most of the time. This is equivalent to knowing what the examiner is about to ask before they even open their mouth. I'll show you how to use the extra 10 minutes given to you to boost your scores. And trust me, when you are done with your exams, you'd wish everyone you know was aware of this. I'll also show you a sure way of ensuring you don't make spelling or grammatical mistakes during the listening test. I can't even emphasize how important this is, as most of your success is tied to it. You'd also discover the pitfalls IELTS places in some listening question types and how to avoid them. Yes, I can assure you, these are real and not imagined. The people who set these IELTS questions try to make you miss them on purpose, but I will show you how to beat them at their game. For the speaking section, you'll discover how to give well thought out answers to questions and have a lively speaking session that the examiner will have no other choice than to rate you high. You'd also be uncovering the basic tips you ought to know to smash a high score in your speaking. But that's not even all. I'll also show you how to answer any question you know nothing about during the speaking test and still achieve a band score of 8.0. For general writing, you'll discover how to come up with powerful logical story that fits perfectly within the context of your letter. This will make your letter so interesting to the examiner that he or she will have no choice than to smile and give you at least a band score of 7.5. You'd also discover how to organize your letter to meet the marking criteria of at least a band score of 7.5. You'd discover certain words you should include in your letter that tells the examiner you understand what the question demands of you and make your work unique, thereby attracting a high band score. For academic writing, I'll show you a step-by-step process of how to identify and analyze the main features of a line graph, bar charts, pie charts, table, process diagrams, and maps you must include to meet the minimum band score of 7.0. You'd learn how to plan and organize your paragraph in such a way that it meets the marking criteria. The examiner will have no other choice than to give you at least a band 7.5. But that's not where it ends. You'd also discover my unique 7-step process you can easily apply to generate relevant essay ideas even if you have zero clue about the essay topic. I'll show you a 3-step formula you can use to understand the topic of the essay you've been given, so you don't have to worry about writing off points and losing marks on that account. You'd learn how to organize your paragraphs to ensure you have a band 7.5 or more in the agree-disagree essay, discuss both views essay, advantage and other essay types in writing task 2. I'll show you the right methods to paraphrase and how you can use it to score more points. All this put together is what I call the No Stress Band 8 IELTS program. And when you get the No Stress Band 8 IELTS program as a bonus, you get a 50-day step-by-step study plan. This will help you implement the strategies you learned during the course using the study plan. You'd also get a vocabulary builder blueprint containing simple-to-use words that will improve your band score in writing. Carefully chosen practice tests with over 72 past IELTS questions across all modules for your personal study. A live class review of practical tests that will help you better understand everything I'll be sharing with you. And before I forget, you also get the IELTS Crash Course Booster. For some people who, like my students Ayokunle are so busy they can't even practice and they need to write the IELTS exam within a couple of days, I added this part just for you. It is a summary of everything you need to smash a high score. You need to hear my students describe this to understand what I mean. Also, you'll be added to my Telegram live support group where I get to answer any questions you might have in real time. And you get all of this, the No Stress Band 8 IELTS program and all the accompanying bonuses for just 18,000 Naira when you click on the button below this video. And you are getting this for just 18,000 Naira, which is such a small amount, especially when you compare dashing 83,000 Naira to the IELTS examiners. But not once, not twice, maybe not even thrice. Yes, I know people who sat for IELTS up to 4 times. Moreover, who knows how much the IELTS will be next year as the Naira keeps falling. So imagine over the next couple of weeks, you've sat for your IELTS and then you go online to check the results. You type in your details and your results come up. Then you message me, "Hey Emmanuel, I just checked. These are my results. 8.0, 7.5, 7.0, 7.5. But don't take my word for it. You can click on the messages below this video to hear what other people are saying. I know you've probably heard everything by now when it comes to promises and premiums, and I won't try to top any of them. Nor will I insult your intelligence with worthless guarantees. Instead, think of this like the extra moral classes you and your friends attended just before you wrote JAMB. It wasn't because JAMB was impossible to pass, but because you knew it was going to give you an extra edge on exam day. You also knew that if you messed things up, you might likely stay at home for an extra year. That's the same thing with the IELTS. The opportunity you have to leave this country now might not be available next year, or it might be, but probably harder to achieve than it is now. Maybe you're planning to move to Canada through the permanent residency program. You already know the difference a 7.0 or 7.5 or 8.0 will make to your total points. If you don't, then maybe you should check online. It is a big deal. Maybe you're planning to move to the UK for greener pastures. You know how important this is. So when you get the No Stress Band 8 IELTS program and do everything I'll be showing you, I have one assurance for you. You won't write IELTS the second time. And it doesn't matter your English background. And I'm not just making claims. Remember, when you get the No Stress Band 8 IELTS program, that as a bonus, you also get a 50 days study plan, carefully chosen practice tests with over 72 past IELTS questions across all modules for your personal study that will help you implement the strategies you learned during the course using the study plan. Vocabulary builder blueprints containing simple to use words that will improve your band score in writing. A live class review of practical tests that will help you better understand what I'll be showing you. You'd also get a live recording of my Zoom classes where I reveal my special secret sauce that exposes the hidden tricks IELTS uses to bring students down. You'll be added to my live support group on Telegram where you can ask me questions on IELTS and get help within 24 hours. You also get a IELTS crash course booster. And all of this is just for a token sum of 18,000 Naira. There's no way you get all of this. Do exactly what I say and not smash your IELTS exams. So go to the link below this video now to get the No Stress Band 8 IELTS program and all the accompanying bonuses for just 18,000 Naira. Compare this to spending 83,000 Naira and writing it again, and you can agree that this is just a complete giveaway. And I'll be expecting your call or message after you've smashed a high score in your IELTS exams once and for all. I wish you success. Click on the link below this video now to get the No Stress Band 8 IELTS program and the accompanying bonuses for just 18,000 Naira. Good luck.